Hey, skis. So I'm going to break down our game from with the alumni versus the players. I'll do two parts. I'll do players first, and then I'm gonna break down alumni. So first thing we see is our stack running the setup. Right now, Thea, I need you. Right now, you're taking a route that goes around this way, but you should really be sprinting right into the stack. And it seems like our first movement is our handlers, and that's fine. We usually do that. And then straight into a continuation cut. Good. So, one thing you're going to notice from the video, unfortunately, is um, whoever was recording for us, thank you for recording, but there was a lot of stops and a lot of issues with the recording, so bear with that as much as possible. Next time, we'll make sure that we have we as the players are responsible for recording. So over here, Pat gets it, and then I guess you were looking for Blissey for the end zone play, but you were shy, and that's fine. And then Blissey gives it to Pat because you're going for an end zone play. That makes sense. And then you realize you weren't there. Pat is a stronger thrower, so we bring it back to Pat, and that makes sense. I'm not too sure why you're hiding the frisbee behind your back. We don't do this. First of all, unlike sports like basketball or football, we don't need to shield the frisbee from defenders because they're not allowed to hit it. And by doing that, it makes your release slower. So that's not a great idea. To Josh, this probably should have been a hit right here. And then where's the continuation? Like I said, it gets really cutty. We lost a lot of film, unfortunately. Um, that we'll never be able to get back. But let's see what we have. So positioning, this is good positioning, taking away that upline, defending there. Not sure what happened there. So one thing, I feel like Josh, you could come out here more because you're close. Um, because you're close, your defender is a little bit close to the lane, challenging the throw. Yeah, this is good. And then unable to pull that in. Yeah, we did everything that we could there. So remember, in game, they could go delay two and then start counting stalls. The alumni doesn't know that. So we don't want to stand over it. If we're standing over it, it's delay two. If we're away, it's delay 10. Oh, and then I see Josh. I see you setting up what I taught you to be able to burst right past. Good job. Didn't have an opportunity to use it. And placement. And then, is this the same situation? This is the same situation. What the heck happened? I'm so confused. Um, okay. So I remember Thea, you called foul here. So first of all, Josh, this one's on you. You threw, and Thea had to stop to get it. Right? See how she's slowing down to get it? She should be sprinting to get it. Later, Thea gets an opportunity where she sprints to get it. But this one, the throw is a little bit behind. And actually, I was watching it earlier and I thought that it wasn't a foul because I thought Thea came back into Kayla. But looking at it here, it's hard to tell, but it looks like there's enough contact that pushes Thea out of the way without Kayla getting the frisbee. So that would be a foul, but it wouldn't go to Thea if you didn't have it in your hands. That would go back to Josh. And as a team, Blissy, Thea, Josh, JP, everyone who Pat, your teammates calling foul, stick up your hands and don't keep playing. Like at this point, it becomes jokey, but like up until then, it was very serious. So as a team, you have to support your teammates' calls. Mm,
Nicole kind of makes me think of like
positions look fine.
Nicole kind of makes me think of like Joanne. Makes me think of like young Nicole. Like young Nicole.
So over there, I'm not too sure if Josh are calling for that no break, but make sure you call for that no break. How does Mia get that there? That's not the most unforgivable pick. That's fine. Okay, Joanne, how did you get that? I don't know the context of that. Luckily for you, it was out. Okay. Is the stack in the middle? I'm not too sure based off of perspective, but I feel like you could be a little bit more this way. Same thing with Josh. It feels like you could push this way more, so we have more space.
Okay, Emmanuel.
Nice breakthrough. Did an okie dokie. Don't worry if you don't know what an okie dokie throw is. It's advanced though. Just for reference, if you're filming, try not to sit down because it gives a perspective that's harder to analyze with.
Yeah, film her though. Actually.
I like the fact that JP is turning around to help direct. Um, yeah, Pat, if you're worried about your person going deep, backing makes sense.
Actually.
Let's see, good leash on your person. That's a good leash on Jen. Jacqueline, it looks like you're over here. Jacqueline, you're on the correct side, which is good. But just like Blessy is right now, give Nikki a bit of a leash. Good job staying with her. So this is one thing that I want to make sure that everyone knows. Watch JP over here. As soon as the throw goes off, JP immediately turns and sprints downfield to go help. Right? The throw goes off. He realizes it's up and he immediately starts running back down.
Give why? Oh, give, give why? Oh, Patrick! Yeah, the gloves are for what, Matthew? Patrick! Yeah, the gloves are for what, Matthew? Patrick!
So this up line, it wasn't hit because it looks like Keith scoops out to take away the most up. But Josh, you have a lot of space to put it out this way. It doesn't. He does. You don't have to throw it around here. You could throw it through, and then looking at our cutters, you realize that you're not getting looked at right now, so you're not moving yet. Josh, nice fill, and I'll talk about this in alumni later. Pat, nice fill.
Yum! Oh!
Blessy, nice continuation cut.
Yum! Yum!
I like that. So we're gonna work on that. I like how Frisbee started off here. Someone did an in cut. It went to the in cut, and then someone did a like a mid range cut, and then we threw it up there. And then ideally someone else makes another mid range or deep cut, and we continue to throw. So this is continuation, and I love how Pat catches it, turns, and throws almost immediately. Gets it to Blissey. Good job.
Oh,
Blissey gets it to
Blissey!
JP. JP gets it to
See,
Jaw
now
E.
Blessie's a good cutter.
Yeah, much better.
Blessie?
And remember, it's all about timing and getting that separation. So let's watch how Blissey sets it up. So Blissey is right over here. She's waiting, she's watching, and looking at Blissey. She waits. Pat catches it now, and Blissey's already getting ready to move, and she makes her move as Pat turns. Pat turns, recognizes, and hits her. Oh, good job,
Yum!
Blissey.
Oh,
And
Blessie!
then immediately dishes it off to a handler. Perfect. Swing back to the center. Great.
See, now Blessie's a good cutter.
Okay, right there. Josh, that's not a good route. Where are you going?
See, now Blessie's a good cutter.
Oh wait, no, I remember that. So you were completely open, and this could have been
See, now
a
Blessie's a
throw.
good cutter.
So that's fine. And then, I got burnt. E. So I stayed in the lane while Josh left, and I tried to help by jumping the lane so Pat wouldn't get it. And E notices, oh, someone's poaching. Let me go find who he was guarding, and throws it to Josh perfectly.
Oh!
So whenever you get poached off of, go away, find space where you're by yourself, and the handler's like, oh, someone's by themselves. Where are they? Oh, there they are. Give it to them.
That was so good!
Yo, why is this team low-key better than our team?
Everyone off! Miss! Joshua. We'll go Joshua.
Also, when you have the camera, go ahead and kick people out of your way. And go ahead and sneak into the field a little bit, just a little bit, to get good perspective.
Anthony. Yeah. Anthony.
Okay. Um,
Anthony.
defense looks okay.
No, I mean, wait.
Joshua. You.
That was messy.
And
Capitalize on that.
no, let's do.
Okay, so better job setting up, Lucas. Stack looks good. The stack is a little tight.
JP. Lucas, what's up line?
If you look at that stack, people are standing a little close to each other.
Girls, we're gonna be on four girls.
Wrong way.
So let's go. Blessy, you're on fire. Blessy, Michaela. We're gonna be on JP. Lucas, what's up line? Girls, we're gonna be on four girls.
And remember, so let's look at this right here.
Lucas, what's up line? Girls.
Okay, so we see that Justin is at the front, Thea is at the back. Justin cuts first, and then Thea cuts second. I like the fact that Thea waited to make sure that they don't collide into each other. First of all, Justin, you're going the wrong way. This is a force. This is more of a force flick, but it's flat. Also, the back cutter goes a little bit earlier than the front. That way, we could look at the front as a genuine option, and then the front could look and hit the deep person. If the deep person goes first, before the front person, by the time the front person gets the frisbee, the deep person is way too deep. Or the handler has to look at only one of them. So deep cuts in, we look at that first, and then we look for the deep.
Four girls. So let's go. Blessy, you're on fire. Blessy, Michaela. Miss, it's Jacqueline, Mary. To play to semifinals. Okay. Blessy, Michaela. Miss, it's Jacqueline.
Not sure exactly about that defense.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Blessy,
punish
Michaela.
that. Like, Lucas, you could just continue going here, and you're free to get hit.
It's Jacqueline, Mary.
But instead, you lost distance for no
Oh
reason.
yeah.
You didn't lose distance, but you didn't gain distance.
Mary. To play to semifinals. Okay. Oh yeah. Is everything good? You feel good? It's okay. Yeah. Jacqueline, Mary. To play to semifinals. Okay. Oh yeah.
And E, this first step here, you're not able to shed your defender. Like, so a more advanced thrower will be able to see the defenders on the back, drop it right in front, don't sit it for the person to run onto. If you see that the defender's behind the upline cut, just throw it direct. Throw a direct shot. But if the defender's in front, over here, we want to lead them.
It's okay. Yeah. Were you feeling stuff?
7 out, 0, fine. Justin, good job filling. And then Lucas. Where is Justin's momentum taking him? So you have to throw in front of where his momentum is. You threw to where he was, and it ended up going behind him. And look, you can see that. It's so much harder for Justin to catch on his right side of his body because his momentum is going left than his left side.
Who's on can? Up! What's like up?
Good defense. Let's go, buddy.
Good mark, Vincent.
Who's on can?
Got a little scared here because it's like you're forcing him backhand.
What's like up?
But be careful, remember, the priority is no flick. No backhand, sorry. That's cool of you, Josh, for going under the camera. I appreciate that, actually.
The girls are amazing. The girls are incredible. Yeah, these are like the best.
No.
She's just like everywhere.
Where's Emma supposed to be?
He's feeling punish on E.
So,
He's feeling punish on E. Defense, watch out.
yeah, we have to be careful of those handler dives. So, you hear JP saying he's poaching, punish that.
He's feeling punish on E.
There's a few ways to punish this. Punish one is a break throw. Punish two is a tight upline because he's gonna have to close in on you like this. And if he closes in really hard, you could go shallow and then redirect it deep as his momentum's taking him this way. You could also go for a handler bomb, especially while he's not looking. Go for a handler bomb. There's a couple ways to punish that.
He's feeling punish on E. Defense, watch out. He's feeling
And then
punish on
Lucas,
E.
your miss throw. Nice try, Vincent.
He's feeling punish on E.
What do your mechanics look like? Chop, chop. Okay. Look at your hand starting to rise, Vincent. So this, your left hand, pumps to help you jump, but your right hand is already sticking up, and that's not helping you get any height. Right? Maybe if you got a little more height, you'd
Defense, watch
catch
out.
it. Okay, good job closing out on that E. Yeah, that's a great scoop.
Up.
And then good job, Justin.
Up. Okay. Minudo. Come back, Justin.
Okay, so let's look at Arian's style of defending the upline. His style of defending the upline is to get into your hip and reroute you. So this is a style of defending that you haven't encountered too much recently. But how do we punish this? So this style, you have to be a little bit physical with it. So either you could completely drive through him if you're strong enough, and he won't be able to try to reroute you and run well enough. And this thrower is going to have to hit you on the inside without leading you. The other option is to drive this way, but then take his back. And as Arian's momentum is traveling this way, it's going to be hard for him to follow you. And then the thrower has to lead you. So, thrower, when you see that the defender's in front, you lead them. When the defender's on their back, you have to do a direct shot to them. And then Arian releases the pressure because he doesn't care because he pushed you to the fourth side, right? And he continues to take away that seven, the upline, which is punished by that seven, right? So it's a different style of defense. And then over here, you have to be careful about that. That could be a foul. And then over here, he just happens to not be able to stay up. Especially since the ground was really dry. Like you could hear Gabriel talking about, the cleats don't feel like they bite as much. But I want to see, what do I see from the cutters? So I like the fact that the stack is moving back. So as the handlers are working, the stack is moving back. Good job. I really like this. Especially when you see handlers wanting to work it. Sometimes you just gotta let them work it and keep moving back, waiting for the continuation cuts. So I'm really happy. And then a bit of a Hail Mary.
Good job.
Where's
Something like a Tina beef.
Okay, so Marys. Now this is something that I'm very very upset with. Why do we not cut until stall six? Before I pause it, I just heard Julius yell stall six. We need to cut. I think I went way too back. We need to cut now. Also, I don't know why Julius started counting stalls yet. Okay, how did Vincent get open? Vincent got open purely because of how the defender played him. And then Vincent, because of this careless, really pop pass, it doesn't always work. A pop pass is a good way to dump, but your person's not hard marking you. So he's ready to react to your throw, and he gets there. So we have to be careful about how we play. Yeah, this is good. Over here, there's space. E is completely alone. Where's the continuation cut? This should be a give and go right here with you, Lucas. But you're just jogging. And E's like pointing out like, hey, go. It's a 2v1. Good continuation, Justin. Good. Let's look over here. So over here, Justin is walking right there right now. And you're going to see, let me see if I could use a different tool. Does this work? You're going to see Justin looks, oh, what's my surroundings? Oh, Anthony is taking me. And then he sees, oh, Anthony left me. He looked at the frisbee, saw this open space, and attacked it. Gets rewarded with the frisbee. Great job. That's exactly what we want to see. And then over here, so now Ken has to divide the pressure between. This is the defender, Ken, and he's playing two people, right? Lucas, stick your hands out. Make yourself an obvious target, especially since you're not wearing purple. It's so hard to see you. How did that happen? He went up the line. Okay, who did that continuation cut? I get a peek of their face over here. To me, that looked like Sia? Question mark? No, it looks like a guy potentially. That is Thea actually. Arian just poached. Oh, so when you're on a cold streak like that, it trust starts to fade. I always talk about this, but earning your trust, right? And we earn trust through practice and things like this. But uh, it just hit those wrists. You need to do a little bit more reaction and uh, being able to pull it down training. Okay. Um, I don't usually do this, but let's do this real quick. So, one thing that you could do to help improve your hand-eye coordination is just playing around with the frisbee and constantly throwing it to yourself, playing with it here, messing around with it. But there's another drill that I like to do where I pop the frisbee up and I sort of Just bounce it up a couple times. It'll start to wobble, and it starts getting hard to catch. You could practice going one hand, switching, whoop, and just playing around with that, throwing it to yourself all the time. You go to a wall and just bounce it off there. This one's a little bit hard because there are things that make it start to wobble, but most of the time you'll do something like this. Practice your claw catches, practice your clap catches. You could close your eyes, throw it up, open, catch. You could just mess around, behind the back, spinning it. Maybe you could give it a little hit, try to find it. You're with someone, um, just constantly catching it. Lots of things like that. There's lots of ways to increase your hands-eye coordination. But I'll turn this back off. How do I turn this back off? There you go. So it's that hand-eye coordination, being able to grab it, and living with the frisbee, just like a lot of other sports, living and always playing and touching with the item that your sport is part of is a huge deal. It's such a cliche, but it's really true. Oh wow, what the? What does Arian see there? So this, oh, he sees Anthony. So this is one thing that makes Jennifer such a great player is her heads up plays. Jennifer's moving this way, but sees the frisbee and goes hard for it. Never gives up on the frisbee, and though that hand-eye coordination, being able to grab the frisbee, great job. Anthony probably had it, but I'm sorry. Alumni breakdown later. Where? How is our defensive positioning? It looks good. There wasn't too much you could have done about that, Thea, but I don't like the reaction that you recoiled. It looks like you're trying to protect your body rather than even a swat. I would just swing your arms. Wait, that doesn't look like Thea, is it? Who's number 11? Angela? Is Van still part of the team? This might be Van. Never mind, that's not Thea. This one's Thea. You run. This one runs more like Thea. I don't know who that one is. So over there, this separation is a little bit too much, especially for someone like Sophia. We need to respect a player like Sophia. Yeah, that does look like mine. And then luckily, and how did she get so much separation on you? She just sprints away from you. Yeah, Van, that's a little bit of athleticism, speed conditioning, and also remember what I said about JP earlier. JP was guarding Eugene. Eugene threw it, and JP took off to go upfield. Right as soon as they throw it, go cover the upfield. Otherwise, that could have been punished. And like JP is saying, lucky. Okay, over here, E, you're probably two up the field. So come back a little bit, and also push this way a little bit. Yeah, you're. Well, you're taking first move, so I guess it's fine. 7 cut out of that. So over here, just Justin. Who took initiative there? Okay, that's not your fault, Justin. Okay, so Vince catches this. Great job, Vince. But right path of the frisbee. Okay. Right path of the frisbee comes up pretty high, stalls out up here, and starts to fade this way. That's not a good flight path. Ideally, the frisbee comes out here, not too high, but pretty high, and comes back in this way. Because it's easier for Vince. Remember, as a deep cutter, you cut deep and then adjust to the frisbee. You don't cut to this corner right away. So first of all, if it's fading this way, the frisbee, now it's running away from Vince. But if the frisbee is coming in this way, it's going towards Vince. So great job, Vince. But the throw path wasn't great. And then what did we my team is starting on this side, but now all of a sudden Mary's is on this side. How much film did we lose? Handler ball. Okay, whose throw is that? Okay, Gabriel realizes he's open. That's right for you to stay there. You're open. It's okay for you to stay in the open lane and ask for it until you start getting covered or you get waved off. But that was just E. And then over here, Josh, I understand the wedge, right? This is a great concept to have, right? Your person is not in a throwing positioning, throw a wedge, but your person is Eugene. Why are you throwing a wedge on the thrower? Although throw, although Keith is not the best thrower sometimes. Why are you throwing a cup when thing? And then Eugene's able to bail out a bad throw, but then unfortunately does it that one himself. I'm looking at players, not alumni right now. Joanne, you are behind the plate. Look, you're behind your person. Don't look at the frisbee. Get in front of your person. Because if it's caught, look at that distance. You could get heavily, heavily punished for that, Joanne. And then at E, that's another throwaway. Why is it a turnover? So it's a turnover because first and foremost, it's slightly behind Josh. Josh is traveling this way. It's slightly behind him. So you should have hit it here to where he's going.
Attack it, guys!
And then
What the fuck?
let me.
Attack it, guys!
I don't know where the frisbee went, so looks like the frisbee is behind Keith the entire time. Yeah, it is literally behind Keith. I see it, and then it's caught now. Actually, it's probably right to call that you're not in, Eugene. So I think the E your call was right.
What the fuck? You could have laid out.
Okay, call the line. Damn, that's a beautiful
Okay,
throw.
we'll see. Why
Okay, call the
why is
line.
there this much distance?
Damn, that's a beautiful throw.
That amount of distance is too much. That's unacceptable.
Okay, bro.
Like, okay, if you're gonna tell me you're poaching a lane, you're clogging a lane, your girl wasn't a threat, so it's you try to make values elsewhere, or you're backing your girl. In this case, it's not backing. Sure, but I wouldn't call Sophia a non-threat, although she's thrown a couple turnovers. And I don't think you were clogging a lane there.
No break, Bless. No break. Damn, that's a
And then
beautiful
you hear someone calling no break. Right? So remember, no. Right now, this is your regular 45-degree mark. And then if you were to be more here, you'd be flat or no huck. No break is you're standing over here. Sorry, that's a little too extreme. You're standing over here.
Okay, bro. No break, Bless. No break.
But I usually say that if the thrower's here, you're moving that way, and you do the normal 45 degree, being broken directly horizontally isn't the worst thing in the world. Um, which is basically what happened.
Thank you.
And then how did we lose this?
Thank you.
Okay, so we see Mary's run down. First take away the more up threat, take away the throws. So let's look at this real quick. Now let's look at how E comes in. So E comes in and quickly takes away Keith as an option, then runs to take away Eugene as a option. And then realizes Eugene has the frisbee. Let me take away Irish. So he's scooping and taking away the next throw, the next option, and then leaves it to Josh to come in and set the mark. Perfect. That's a great example of good pull rundown defense.
Imagine, bro, I was gonna bump into fucking Justin. Like I turn around, I'm like,
And then if we're looking at Pat, Pat is deciding to take away a lane rather than fully stop his person. And he's close enough that if the throw goes there, he believes that he's going to be able to run that down. So that's good defense also. We see Thea over here. Um, so with this position, your hips are towards the side that you could run. So you're basically saying, I'm going to run alongside you rather than going here with your butt facing that way and facing towards Jen, which says, I'm going to do a shutdown defense on you. They're both valid techniques, and this one gives you a little bit more vision of the field. Uh, but there's always a little bit of nuance. Does it make sense on Jen? Probably.
Justin. Like I turn around, I'm like, he's right in my face.
Did he intimidate you?
Like I turn around, I'm like, he's right in my face.
Did he intimidate you?
No, imagine Chris is playing.
Did he intimidate you?
No, imagine Chris is playing and then keep
Okay, so who do we, going back to your defensive position, who do we not want to put this style of defense on? We don't want to put this style of defense on someone who runs significantly faster than you. So Jen doesn't run significantly faster than you, so this is fine. But if we follow you, and then Jen sprints here, you're able to stay with her. But if she was significantly faster,
Chris is playing and
that's
then
not a good option for me.
Patrick.
And then everyone misread that. It's fine. How do Okay, so the thing that I like is that everyone is moving up on the break side. No one moved up on the open side. Good. That's great. Why do we not want to move up on the open side? because it's the open side. That's what we're trying to throw. So everyone's trying to get into the stack via the break side. I like. And free throw.
Blessy, who hasn't played for girls?
E. This is on you again. Oh, E. You pump fake. And what does a pump fake mean? A pump fake means I'm not gonna throw to you. So Josh rightly looks away, and then you rethrow it. That's such a rookie mistake, E. Don't do that. That's needless turnovers.
Okay, so we'll Blessy, Angela, and let's go. Lucas, Justin. What's that? Up! And let's go. Lucas, Justin.
Yeah, that's fine. Basically, the issue here is
And
Anthony,
let's
you
go.
got broken.
Lucas,
Don't get broken, Anthony.
up!
Nice try. Joanne, you almost got it. Luckily for you, Nicole didn't grab it.
No double hesitation.
And then you hear JP say it.
Or we can put JP in for one day.
He probably says it later. But he tells you not to do that. Okay, so Josh, your Eugene is marking you flat, so he's basically saying, "Hey, break me, um, throw open side doesn't matter. I just don't want to throw you to throw hucks." And you fake the backhand, but it wasn't super convincing. But it was able to shift Eugene, and then this flight path. That's a moon throw. We don't want that. Goes straight to the moon, comes straight back down to earth. That's not a good flight path. I wish I could see what the cutters are doing. So Thea in cut, mostly open. Looks like Keith is here, ready to intercept you.
Josh, flat.
Unfortunately, I overthrew it. We'll talk about that in the next one. Okay, once again, cutters. You have to cut earlier. Anthony, nice fill. It happens to work, but a little scary. And then watch out for that travel E. No one's gonna call it, but look careful it is. Nice placement. And then can I see how Pat set that up? So it looks like I'm defending Pat. I have no idea what is happening here. I'll talk about that later, probably. But I don't know if I was poaching or um if you did an in cut. But good job, Pat, running deep and punishing me on it. And then Thea, you are at the back of the stack. And as soon as he catches it, you quickly go. Good job. Good continuation cuts. A lot of touches are going to come through continuation cuts. Let's see. Smack that. Smack that out of here. What? Why is it clipping like this? Okay, so over here, I end up going deep with Pat, And Michael was the person I was initially guarding. Michael punished me for poaching and immediately cut in. Over here, Matthew, he was the person who was gonna switch with me. So Michael doesn't run towards the switch. He runs to the open side, which is away from the switch. It's the easy hit. Although you should have hit him earlier. You didn't gain as many yardage as possible. But then Michael, same thing with Vincent. Careless throwaway. Why we don't have to dump it here? Where's the best point to dump it? On the upline. Hit him like he's running a handler route. Like you're a handler also. That's the second time our team has messed up with one of our weaker throwaways getting that. And there's nothing you could do there. Don't worry about that. So one thing that I want to point out, and I appreciate this, and something that our cutters have to realize, if you look over here, this player, Dia, I think, cuts in and doesn't go much farther than the front of the stack because over here is the handler area, and we don't want to clog that. And she immediately clears out. You could probably go a little bit past, yeah, but by that same token, I understand how frustrating it is as a cutter to be running and running and running and not getting the frisbee. This goes for all cutters, um, especially on those in cuts, right? You run an in cut and you don't get thrown to handlers. You have to hit your in cut early. If this is the stack and this is the handler, the in cut is only allowed to go a little bit past the stack. You don't have to bail out here like Thea did in this case. You go a little past the stack. But that means that handlers, when the person's running, you don't throw to them at this point. You have to throw to them at this point. Because by the time the frisbee gets to them, they will have moved also, right? So if you throw to them on this earlier one, now they're in the handler area. You have to throw to in cuts early, and we have to work on this. Um, but as soon as they're open, you have to hit them early. When I do in cuts, because I'm mostly a cutter nowadays, I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna show you it. Hopefully, there's some good videos of it. But the handler can't wait till the in cut is close because there's no value in that. And I've been telling the cutters, hey, cutters, don't cut in too much. Don't cut in too much. But then what do I see the handlers throwing to? I see the handlers throw to the in cutters that are doing the wrong thing and never hitting the in cutters that are doing the right thing. We need to. It's harder because if the frisbee goes up or down, it it's a much more precise throw. But handlers, I need you to be able to hit them. Otherwise, you're making your cutters run for nothing. And they do the right route, but they never get the practice of touching it because it's harder to run towards a frisbee that's moving towards you and catching it. They don't get the practice of attacking the frisbee and catching it if you don't hit them properly. Because I tell them to do the right thing. They do the right thing, but they don't get rewarded. Reward your cutters, especially in practices or in games that don't matter. Um, in games that we're blowing out, I might just send one handler and force you to use your cutters because at this point we've become such an amazing dominant handler team that our cutters are getting left behind, and you all feel this. So we need to give them the opportunity to fail, fail, fail before they succeed because we don't want them to fail, fail, fail in game, in real time tournaments, in the most important points, and then blame it on them. Because look at these three handlers move. They move so elite, but that's not enough for us to win.
Imagine it should go up in one TikTok boys in the future.
Like, it could take us far, but we need to start developing.
Jacqueline, and we'll say Blessy.
Yes, sir. Oh. Kasi, Joan, pasalamin nga. I can't see. I want to see what is this? Oh my god, the world is so different.
Okay, so over here, wait, I went too far back in.
Joan,
Over here,
I can't see.
it looks like JP and E are containing.
I want to
Or is it JP and Josh? I think it's JP and E. I think E's on me. And we're about to perform a blitz. And Eugene goes for that high release, but JP has it covered. And then shuts it down. Yeah, and then Pat, you're playing the lane. You don't mind that swing. It's to the four side. I like it.
Why are you laughing, huh?
And then the you're a little bit behind, but
Why are
it's
you
fine.
laughing, huh?
And then Josh, you're in the perfect place. That's a heads up play. If you look at Josh, Josh is following his person. It's so obvious that Josh doesn't respect Keith going deep. So he's like, go deep. I'll give you a leash. I don't care. I'm just not gonna let you go in. And then he turns around, sees a frisbee,
Why are
takes
you
it off.
laughing, huh?
Good job.
It looks weird.
Goes gets immediately deep,
Oh!
Oh!
and then it. Oh, it might have been out of bounds. But that's fine. That's good luck.
You missed me.
Ah, construction worker.
Also, going on another tangent, why does Pat get hit? Pat gets hit because he's athletic and fast. For our other players, you need to make a window. So there's two factors, right? Factor one is how trustworthy you are. You are more trustworthy the more you catch, the more you prove it, right? So you have to kind of force your way into being proven. If you get open, you're not going to get hit all the time if you're not trustworthy. But then you get hit once and you earn it, you earn it, you earn it, you earn it, and um, that's the thing. But I've talked about that. The second thing is your athleticism. Marys, we need to become more athletic because an athletic cutter or player in general creates a bigger window to hit. If I throw a frisbee and you're fast, if I make a small mess up, you're more likely to bail me out. And I want to throw to you. The person who could bail me out, I want to throw to. Make yourself a person I want to throw to. And I don't just throw to out of pity, for lack of better words. And that's taking your athleticism and health seriously.
The airplane. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a bird. Oh my god, Mikey's so tall.
Trying to look for anything particularly interesting. Nothing
Oh my god,
seems
Mikey's so tall.
particularly interesting to talk about here defensive wise.
Oh my god, Mikey's so tall. Oh my god! Wow! Wow! That was super hammer.
There's a lot of things I've already talked about.
Super hammer.
Okay, so you could hear the sideline right now saying super hammer, that was such a good hammer. I'm gonna talk about that in the next story because that's related to the alumni. But
You see me curling ripped. 150
spoiler, it's not a good hammer. And I'll elaborate later. Not because the throw was bad, but the choice and the route was bad. I'm not too sure what this defense is. Yeah, take advantage of that. So over here, E sees Thea and Pat going. Pat is the higher value one, so it makes sense that you hit there. Also, it kind of looks like Keith has a play on that. So yeah, this makes sense. That's the better hit to make.
GP, you say that I'm good enough. That's not their national anthem. Joanne!
What happened to that clip?
Vincent, you're on next, okay?
Um,
And girls, Athena,
it's kind of
Angela,
hard to see what's happening here. Good job, Josh, coming up the field even though I wasn't going up.
For the pandesal!
Over here, Josh, you didn't drive me far enough. So first of all, you need to get me farther up so that you have more room to attack going back. Also, you didn't get my hips turned. So this attack right here doesn't do much. I gave you space. You drove towards me. I'm not unstable. I'm not unstable. So I'm stable. I'm stable. I'm stable. I'm able to follow you. You don't have much of a route. There's not enough space for Lucas to hit you. Good job, Anthony filling. Whoever's defending you, it looks like it's um I'm blanking on names right now. Arian. I don't know who he's asking to switch with him, but yeah, get the yardage.
Very hot na pandesal! Very hot na
Yeah,
pandesal!
this is completely valid. If Josh, your defender, is not playing tight on you, you're trying to get it off of a weaker thrower, go ahead and lose those yards. That makes perfect sense. This is not a bad thing to do. But let's say it was Lucas asking it from Josh. Josh, who is a stronger thrower than Lucas, it does not make sense to do that unless it's a high stall count.
Oh! He's doing taekwondo! Oh!
And then Anthony, you need to become a better thrower. We all need to become a better thrower.
Para sa pandesal!
oh guys.
Dipped in Milo! Stop it! Stop it! Dipped in Milo!
I don't know how that happened.
Dipped in Milo! Stop it! Stop it! Dipped in
Let's
Milo!
look at Justin real quick.
Stop it! Dipped in Milo!
So over here, Justin, when you realize that the frisbee got thrown up, you should start sprinting immediately to get in front of the play. Right? Even if they didn't cut, that's fine. Fortunately, not the greatest. So, and you're able to get a D.
Go back, move back. Guys, you're infield. Whose is this? That's Desi. Why?
You okay?
That's not me. Hey.
Okay, so Josh, I believe, rose up. Be careful with those. Nice try, Lucas. But Lucas, this is where layout trading comes in. Your arms don't extend. If your arms extended, this is slightly catchable. I still think you would miss it, honestly. But the fact that you didn't extend your arm was a missed opportunity in itself.
So it was you.
For the monkey. For the monkey. I was putting it
We'll talk about that later.
What happened? I can see. Oh my god! What happened? People are going What happened? During this turn, even during this
Game counts.
Okay, it's over.
Is that how you got $5? So much $5?
Your money.
Yeah, I'm
Great hit. That's a hard hit to make.
okay.
Great hit, Josh.
Is that how you got $5?
Even during this turn,
Anthony.
even during this
Game counts.
okay.
Tell me, Anthony.
Dollars.
Is this you
Even
running?
during this
Is
turn,
this you
even
sprinting?
during this
Game counts.
okay, it's over.
Is that how you
You're
got
not
$5?
sprinting. If you want the frisbee, you sprint for the frisbee.
Your money.
Yeah, a lot of people get $5.
I owe $25 right now.
Don't you owe Irish like?
Like
people
over
get
here.
I
$5?
owe
Anthony doesn't have to sprint because no one's on him. But Anthony knows someone's
Irish like.
actively on you. Listen, if you notice you're constantly finding yourself open because of someone poaching you, take advantage of that. And
He
that
graduated.
it seems like you're doing that right now.
He makes
But
money. It's fine.
take advantage of that. Who is defending you?
He graduated. He
Listen, I think the person whoever is defending you is sitting deep right now. They're probably sitting somewhere off screen over here. Don't run to whoever is poaching you. Check your surroundings. There is me on Josh, Ken on Lucas, Sophia on Blissey, Nicole on I don't know who that is right now. Um and Nikki on Jacqueline. Who's on you? No one is on you on screen. Stay here and make more yardage. Go to that open side. Why are you running? Why are you running to your defender?
Yeah. He's well good enough.
Don't let that Ken. Oh wait, wrong team. Don't let that happen,
Okay,
Ken.
continuation cut. Where's Blissey? That was your chance.
Don't
Right
let
here.
that Ken. Oh wait, wrong team.
Blissey, you could have made another play right there. And it looks like you were about to. Right? Right there. Right over here. It looks like you're about to, but it looks like you hesitate because Anthony's generally there, which is a slightly good thing. But I think you could have still made that run.
Are you guys gonna watch the Barbie movie? No. Ew. I know 50-50.
Like Anthony running for the frisbee, um, and they're viable routes, right? He goes deep, and then he comes back in on the break side. Those are viable routes. I'm happy that I'm not seeing Anthony do one of these, right? And I'm not seeing Anthony. Let's say he's on the side, not doing one of these, right? But he went from open side going deep to break side going in. That's viable. Sometimes I see you, Anthony, go clogging, but that was a good one. But Blissey, hey, take that. Justin, make that in cut.
Don't let that happen, Ken.
Air stall 1, stall 2, stall 3, stall 4, stall 5, stall 6, stall 7, stall 8. We're on stall 8. No one's moved out of the stack. Move, cutters, move.
I know 50-50.
You're closer.
Especially when we're not picking up the frisbee. When we pick up the frisbee, we usually make a call. When the frisbee's in motion, there's no calls. You just go. You just
I
continue.
only like the OG Barbie. The one I see on YouTube. It was the OG. No break, Anthony, no break. Oh wow. That was good.
You guys
that
have
went.
to that.
I don't like them. I like the ones that I see in the illegal
Miss,
websites.
are we allowed to play a little after? Yes, yeah. I'll like. There's 15 minutes left. I have to go because kids.
But this is our cones, right?
These are your cones. You guys can play.
Si Makayla.
Go, Michaela! Because you know what? Then
Oh! Oh!
Wait a
you know what?
minute.
Then you guys can play.
Si Makayla.
Go, Michaela! Because you know what? Then
Oh! Oh!
Good job, Justin. And then to Jacqueline. Good job continuing. Yeah, good job continuing. Good.
we have 8. Well, you've been practicing for a year. They haven't played together.
I've played for like 2 months.
Well, you've been practicing for a year. They haven't played together.
I've played for like 2 months.
Fighting, like, it should be winning. Just how big you are.
In before I've played for like 2 months.
Fighting, like, it should be winning for a year. They haven't played together.
So over here,
For like 2 months.
frisbee goes up. I kind of wish that as soon as the frisbee's up in the air, all of these defenders, Vincent, Thea, Van, Jordan's moving back. But I wish all of you just kind of sprinted ahead of the field. You don't have to wait for your player to get up the field. Go up for them. Go up ahead of them. Punish them.
In before they actually played. Jennifer, I joined in March. before exam week. I'm just
Okay. Over here,
before exam week.
JP. Looks like JP. Why is it rising? You're just giving the defender an opportunity to get there. Especially with Pat. What is the low? So you see that Pat is signaling this way. That should be a flat throw there.
I'm just
Don't rise that up. And then, ooh, Vincent. I like I like this hustle. So, Vincent, you're on offense, and then you immediately come to help. And probably, if it wasn't for you, Udin would have thrown it to Matthew for the point. And then Patrick recovers. Yeah, Vincent, well done. I didn't know you knew to do that. That was great. Like, help your teammates. It's team defense. It's not just, oh, I covered my matchup, I did my job. Well, you did your job, but we still lost the point. But because of that, we didn't. You didn't lose the point. Great job. Same thing. Same thing that JP did. Why are we throwing this up and down throw? It's not to get over Matthew because there was a world where you bended around him without going over.
I got that,
Like,
Michaela. I got that.
Like, that it would have been better to put it on a shelf, bend it back in, keep it at a lower level. We don't want to throw it high and have it come back down. Like these, we're just asking for highlights, right? We we're not asking our team for highlights. And then there wasn't too much you could do there. Picked it up. Let's Eugene play. There's not too much you could do there. And he catches that at a peak. Let them have that. That's fine.
Oh wow. Is it what is? No way!
So good bomb here, Lucas. Um, JP ran a handler bomb. Immediately let those two play it. Was probably hoping Josh would get it, but Lucas got and JP was able to play that. That's just good athleticism. That's good read. And good frisbee player, you know. And
Miss,
great throw.
the link, the form that you posted, the link is not working.
Oh, no, Miss,
Miss,
I didn't understand the question.
I voted for
I only understood one thing.
Miss.
What does valuable play?
I vote you want to. You want. And most improved is most improved.
Let's look at the defense here.
I understand the question.
So
I only understood one thing.
he goes to take away me, and then takes away the continuation throw, covers.
Valuable play.
Yeah, so even though I broke E and got it to the break side here, the active threat currently is Arian. And Arian is currently beating his person, so what you did there was good.
I
But
only understood one thing.
after you do that, so you take away the upline, immediately take away the break side, and then go back in. This is called the triangle progression for marking. I believe if you search up triangle marking, probably Brody Smith put a video. I think it was Brody Smith. Made a video about this type of marking.
What does valuable play?
But I broke you because you didn't do the triangle.
And most improved is most improved.
Thanks, man.
I think I put the wrong name for the last question.
Which one was the last question?
I was gonna put Bustin. I think I put
Over here, Arian doesn't know the rule to put you on the corner. take advantage of it.
I was
Whatever.
gonna put Justin, but I think I put a different name. No, I was gonna put Justin, but I think I put something else.
Okay.
Okay.
I put Justin. I think I
So
put like
let's look
something
at
else.
this handler offense a little bit. So you immediately show that you're going center, and there was no attempt of faking this way to get me off my platform. So right now I'm on a platform, and I'm super stable, right? So I'm ready to react to you, and you immediately drop, and I'm able to easily react, come with you, and stay tight, right? So now my hips are flipped, and then at this point I saw the pump fake, and now I look back, and you go to drive up the line. I'm able to stay with you. Let's look at that foot order. Heel strike. That's a good one. Sure, if that's a heel strike. Chop chop. And then that chop chop was good to get open here. I like that fast dish off.
6 minutes left.
Now there's a bit of clogging. Now Michael has to get out. So I'm gonna ignore that part. But Blissy, good job on that continuation cut. So Tiago gets it. And as soon as Tiago gets it, remember, it's on the catch that you do a direct cut. If you're doing a setup, like a commitment cut, you have to cut earlier, but this is a direct continuation cut. So you move when they catch, or just about to catch. Lissy goes, sticks her hand out, has space, and now it's just back to the practicing your hand-eye coordination and having super sticky hands. But good cut. We're gonna work on those hands. That's just a lot of playing. That's a lot of training.
You're gonna go bankrupt soon.
But no matter how much I play or train you, if you don't get IQ, you don't get playtime. But you showed me right there. You understand continuation cuts. I want to see more of that.
It's okay.
Good
No one
job.
knows the name of it.
We just said what if.
You're a little bit too far there, but get closer.
Well, he doesn't like what? Who looks Filipino? The girl.
Okay, Mary.
What if?
What if na pero hindi naman?
What if it's how?
Well, he doesn't like what?
Not sure. Maybe you got a block there. Oh,
The girl.
good job.
The girl like, no, he
Looks
doesn't
like Nikki was giving you a high five for that. So I can see it, but good job. So this works over here. One thing that we could have done a little bit better. So if we look at this route, you go pretty shallow on the initial. If you go this is micro details. If you go a little bit more steep, then do that move, you get a little bit more space, and you get a little bit more of a upline rather than going back here. But this is fine, especially going from Michael to JP. Um, it works. And then what a dime! Oh my god! Who did that continuation cut? Sorry, I don't know. I can't see who that is. I can't tell who you are, but good continuation. Like as soon as JP turns, he sees you.
Did I call people? I called girls.
Miss, you did it.
Nice spot.
Yeah, that's fine. So, Lucas, I don't mind you letting that happen. First flick, we're pushing them more flick. That's fine.
Juan, that's you.
Marys, why are we not wearing our purple jersey? I don't know who's on right now.
Just grab that. Mine. That's mine. You can get
The highlight. Yeah. She never signed up. And it was always her right on her left. Never signed
Great
up.
backhand.
The highlight.
If you're able to do that with a mark on you, that'd be amazing.
And it was always her right on her
But
left.
really nice backhand. Nice throw. Nice cut, pat,
Miss, we
nice
have
throw.
like fan frisbee. Because her frisbee is missing.
Full field also, really nice.
Stall. Stall, nice stall, please. Oh my god. Oh!
Yeah, so there's not too much we could do. We just force it in. Um,
Stall. Stall, nice.
Justin, it looks like you're slightly backing him, but you're kind of giving him choice. You're like, oh, go in, go out. I'll follow you, but don't give him the choice. Either tell him to go in or out.
Oh my god. Oh!
Especially if you feel like you're in a mismatch. Let's say you want to force him in, like really force him in.
This side, this side.
Maybe because they're not. It's their game. Yeah, honestly, because they're old. I mean, they're not old. They're young adults.
I was wondering like why.
Does that make it sound better? Young adults.
Yeah, it makes it sound better. But
Yeah.
it makes them sound like more children.
Yeah. But I said adult, so technically.
Gabriel, hey Gabriel.
I said
Okay,
adult.
so over here, Thea.
Technically.
Look, he's already open. Hit him earlier. Although, Gabriel, this is your fault for not wearing purple. Because we wear uniform to be easily identifiable. This should be hit earlier.
Why are you always lipping?
Nice 7
Why are
cut.
you always lipping?
Nice cat. Good reliable hands. Good job, Justin. Realize the nose on you. Make yourself available. Give it back to the handler. It feels like we're a little bit too much over here. Thea, what are you doing right now? Why are you jogging there? Don't jog to open spaces. You have to make proper cuts. Like that, that's a proper cut. Oh, but it looked like you hesitated. You go, you hesitate, and then you go. And then so that proper real cut that I was talking about, you did here. Good job, Eon, recognizing it. You threw. Sprinting, 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 accelerating. A little bit too far. But yeah, this is your chance. This is what you've been begging for, that opportunity. But instead of laying out, you go to your knees and almost do a slide. Right? So it was a hard catch. I'm not expecting you to catch that, but it would have been really cool. More of that layout training.
Mas Mikael, hindi ko masigaw na abandoned.
But like I always say, you made the good mistake earlier. I think it was Josh that threw to you. Was the bad mistake, right? I rather you let Thea try to lay out for it rather than try to body Kayla for it. Or was it? It was Kayla that had to put her body into Thea. Broken.
I know. When we're trying to cut to the
So that's the break that we don't want, right? You're forcing flat because you're closer to the sideline, but the priority is still backhand. No break, especially no backhands that let it up the field.
I know. When we're trying to cut to the frisbee, it came out of nowhere.
I'll talk about that later. Okay, over here, Thea. JP's trying to make a connection with you right now. He's looking at you, but you're not looking back at him. I like that you're glancing up the field so you know what's happening, but also look at your at the other handler because JP's trying to make he's been trying to make a connection for a while. It's like, oh, that's not happening. Yeah, look at the cutters. And then Thea, you told me your backhand got better. I'm pretty sure this is a hit. And then over here, Eugene did a good play. But it, in perspective, Eugene was telling me that there was more space than what it appears to be on camera. But did you have to throw this? Got it. Stall one, stall two, stall three, stall four. There were probably other opportunities. It's not the worst, but it's something. There, you could have got punished there. You have to stay on right there. And then you ended up getting punished on something got and then broken. And we hear someone calling no break. That's not acceptable. Are you hurt right there? Luckily, it didn't go.
Okay, it was someone else. This is last point.
Oh, there's a critical point moment here that I remember I have to bring up. Okay, first of all, Justin, you're too close. Like I was saying earlier, we're not going to those. This one's better. Oh man. But Thea, why are you moving right now? First of all, this is in the way. JP's not going to be able to hit that up line. Also, that up line is not a good line. It's too deep. You're going too much out here. You have to be going here. If you watch the other cuts of everyone, and you've done this cut in the past, that is going too deep. It's not a upline. And because of that, JP sees E wide open, throws it to where E's going. He throws it to space to where E's going. But you brought your defender there. You didn't have to move in this scenario. You had to wait. So in this scenario earlier, over here, I don't remember. Let's see. The one with JP, that was a scenario where you had to go. And in this scenario, that's why blanket advice doesn't work. In this scenario, you had to stay. You had to wait. And that's one important thing about being a handler. Handlers have to know most the most about not clogging, right? Because you're so close to the frisbee, it's so easy for you to set up a cup on your own team. This looks fine. Okay. So what could be improved here? Honestly, Thea, although I burnt you in the scenario, that wasn't necessarily your fault. You're not gonna get many handlers that in high school that could hit that. So your positioning was correct, but not correct against me. Anyways, great job, Marys, playing against the alumni. Our alumni are pretty good. I'll be talking about that later. I wish there's so many things that got missed. We lost so much data, but it's okay. Um, uh, I think this game just kind of proved that our handlers are really good. We rely on Pat's athleticism a lot. Um, I wish Kendra and uh, Chantel were here, but Blissy, you did really good this game. Thea, there was a lot to work on this game. Um, Good job, Jacqueline, on your first goal. Uh, Vincent, I saw a lot of good defensive potential on this. There was one that they didn't get in this where I tried to swing it and you were following my eyes and you jumped the lane. So Vincent, good job defensively on this. Gabriel, Justin, good job offensively, realizing you're poached and getting to open spaces. Um, Michael, there was that time that you were on and you punished me for my poach. What? Who? Other good Huck, Lucas. Those were some of the notable things that I remember. On the next one, I'll be talking about the alumni. Um, this might screw us over in our rematch, but I think there's a lot to learn from them, right? Especially, I'll be breaking me down a lot. I'll be breaking down Eugene. I'll be breaking down Matthew. I'll be breaking down Arian. Those were the ones that were notable to me. I'll probably be breaking down Ryan, and I'll be criticizing us also. You're going to have an opportunity that to hear me criticize myself so much. I'm gonna be constantly berating myself. I'm talking about like sometimes I have a little bit of a filter about criticizing you all, but you're gonna see me hammer myself. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Good job. I'm gonna beat you next time.